What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
Good, Connor. A little bit warm, running a little bit hot at the minute, which I imagine I'm going to say that at the start of every episode for the next 2 months because Ireland has entered summer.
Global warming has hit us hard.
It is. We are not built for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Our pasty skin does not acquire this much sunlight.
No. Do you know I bought Factor 50 and I was laughed out of the store? But look at me now, pale as ever.
And your mother was with you that day, wasn't she?
Yeah, she instigated the laughter, really.
So this is Hero or Zero, Shaun. What do we do here?
This is a show where we take one comic book character every single week. You normally take DC characters. I normally choose Marvel characters. And we just give everyone a little bit of a rundown about everything to do with that character.
Yes.
Now, last week, I did one of the worst Marvel characters I've ever done, Connor. It's Frogman, who I didn't know appeared in the She-Hulk trailer, by the way.
I mean, you seemed very smart once that came out.
Oh, once that was released, it's Star Fox all over again. But I wonder...
Can I just mention about Frogman?
Yeah.
We put up some of our promotion on Instagram or whatever, just letting the people know. Like, the episode's out if you want to give it a tune in. Some people forget. What can you do? But Frogman stands came at a shot.
Look, there might not be a lot, but they're loud, you know.
There was like 4 or 5 of them. And we've covered, you know what made me laugh was we've covered so many characters, like 180. And I don't think we've ever had a fan group like make multiple comments underneath a post to be like, no, he's a hero. This guy's a fucking hero.
Frog stands rise up. That's what we call ourselves, the Frog stands.
You instigated it.
Look, I may have posted on some forums. And
look, I'm not saying it in a bad way. It made me laugh because I was like, we posted it and there was one guy and he has like Frogman Forever or whatever his account is.
Love
and he's
it.
like, Frogman's a hero, right? Fucking back up, right? He's a pretty good hero. And then he started tagging all of his Frogman other account friends.
Amazing. If you're listening, I fully support you. Frogman's
I
unreal.
respect that level.
That's the level of dedication we need for
I don't have that
characters.
for anybody.
No, like you're a Nightwing stan, but you wouldn't tag people about Nightwing, would you?
If someone's like, I don't like Nightwing, I'm like, alright, cool.
But if you disrespect Frogman, go fuck yourself.
So Shaun, as I said, you came in with Frogman. What I've decided to do this week is because Frogman was one of... I was about to say something negative about Frogman, but now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. So we'll say Frogman was a bit different. He was, he's a bit lower on the power spectrum than we normally would cover.
That's a completely fair statement, Colin.
Look at this. Just look at this politically correct answer I'm using. Don't anger me, Frogman stands. But... Shaun, this week I decided to kind of follow in your footsteps by doing the absolute opposite. So I'm kind of walking your step, and then I turned around 180 and I sprinted the opposite direction. Because
interesting, and when you looked back, there was only one set of footprints because you had been carrying me on your shoulders the whole time.
Okay. But Shaun, here's the thing. I decided to pick a character who's basically a god. And...
Right.
Well, not basically. He actually kind of was a god for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this God? Covering God.
I'm doing Jesus. Easter was so long ago.
Powers and abilities. Here we go.
Wine. Right. So this week, Shaun, I am covering a character otherwise known as Eclipso.
Okay. That's the name of someone who heard the word eclipse and tried to make a superhero out of it.
You're goddamn right. So Eclipso is a very interesting villain in the DC world, created by Bob Haney and Lee Elias in 1963. Okay. And why Eclipso is interesting is because he started off, his origin is really shit. And it's a proper 60s terrible villain origin. And it's super generic.
Okay, let me guess. Born during an eclipse?
No, worse. But he's not a god in the original origin. He's just a dude.
Just a regular man.
Well, kind of. And then they redid it in the 90s and they went balls to the wall, let's do the 180 run from what we just did.
Okay, and that's the version then that has stuck around, presumably.
Yeah. I have mentioned a few times in this show, and I was very surprised. I haven't done a Hero or Zero on him, but the Spectre is a character in DC.
Yeah.
Now, the Spectre is beyond Omega level in terms of power. He's probably top 3 most powerful DC characters ever. The Spectre comes out, his job as a god, he is the replacement for Eclipso in DC. So
okay.
DC was him, there was the Spectre before the Spectre existed.
Okay. I have never heard of Eclipso, by the way. Like, this is an unknown character to me.
So, the villain Eclipso, he'll actually be appearing, I think he's already appeared as the main villain in season 2 of Stargirl.
Okay.
I don't know if season 2 has come out yet. I haven't been keeping up my Stargirl lore. So he's in it, or it's about to come out and he's the main villain in it. So, 1963 shot, massive year for comics. You had the X-Men, the Avengers, Iron Man. They were all going mad, making sales through the roof. They hadn't sold any, filing cabinets at this point. Marvel were very happy.
Marvel were on top for once.
Yeah, and meanwhile, DC saw the Silver Age as a time of reinvention. Taking classic characters like the Green Lantern and the Flash and turning them into kind of legacy characters. That doesn't mean that any new characters weren't being created though. And in a sci-fi horror anthology, House of Secrets 61, Bob Haney and Lee Elias imagined a new type of character shot for the publisher. It was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde style creation who was both hero and villain and first appeared in the story Eclipso, the genius who fought himself.
That's the worst title I've ever heard.
Mic drop.
So their idea of, let's make a Jekyll and Hyde character is they're just going to fucking make Jekyll and Hyde. Is that it?
Well, I love when they do that in any sort of form of entertainment. Like, we want something like, and we're going to copy it exactly, but we took inspiration from this by doing exactly this.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, Sony executives presumably heard, hero and villain. And they just got real excited.
They're surely bringing them in at some point.
They'll buy the rights to Eclipso. He can fight El Muerto down the line.
After a trip, so this is the story of the genius who fought himself, Shaun, Eclipso. Mm-hmm. After a trip to Diablo Island to take a photo of a solar eclipse, Dr. Bruce Gordon, who was a play on the names Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon, I think you'll find.
Okay.
Bruce Gordon. Eclipso's creators thought it would be funny to match the names together. Really. But the Doctor, he ignores the warnings of the indigenous population that's there. And he ends up offending a god that's there.
What are the stakes? Like, what is the escalation of this? Like,
he's on an island and he's taking photos of solar eclipses, and the indigenous people are like, look, dude, don't be pissing off the god. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, cool. But then he's also like, shits and giggles.
I'm going to do it
anyway. See what happens. The start of every horror movie.
Okay. And so how pissed off does he make this god? Who is this god?
The god shows up. Morpheer is the name of the god. And
that's
Morpheer
the lad
kills
from
him.
The Matrix.
Morpheer kills him. So just your average colonizer shenanigans. To be honest with you, it's actually probably it's a bit more nuanced than you would think in the 60s. I would have thought it more just classic comic book racism.
I mean, that was rife in the 60s, let's be honest.
But I think the blame is solely on Dr. Gordon and his ignorant and arrogant actions rather than, the indigenous people doing something wrong.
He absolutely sounds like he's in the wrong in this scenario, because he came into a culture and the people of that culture were, hey, maybe don't do that. And he said, nah, fuck you, I know better. So what happened was, now I think I maybe said that wrong, because I said Morpheer kills him. Yeah.
No. He killed Morpheer.
Oh, he kills the god. He
offended the god Morpheer and then killed him. Yes. So, right. He just kills a god. And how he does it, he tripped him over a cliff.
I don't think that's a standard method of killing gods.
60, Shaun. He heads back to his homeland to complete his work on the Solar City, which is a futuristic utopia. It's basically a city he's building. and he's going to make it all run on solar power. And one of the main keys to this was using a black diamond that he had, this big black diamond.
Do they go into the science of how the black diamond allows a solar powered city to happen?
I think you'll need to find shut up. That's the science they went into.
That's me told now.
It's 1963, Sean. It's a black diamond. Get on with it. Was the
asbestos was still the best form of insulation.
Exactly. So as Gordon is tinkering with the device, the black diamond, and the black diamond he's tinkering with as well, an eclipse happens thousands of miles away, and for, and my favourite bit, whatever reason, start to affect Gordon.
Love it. Love a non-explanation. It just happened.
He starts asking, what's happening to me? I'm being transformed into something greater, something stronger than that fool Bruce Gordon. He talks to himself, by the way. This is all in the speech bubble.
He's negging himself.
Himself.
Why? What's going on?
I am here to declare war on the forces of good. And then we see his face starting to have an eclipse on it as he goes into his locker, Sean. So he's got an eclipse on his face, which is a shadow on his face.
Grand.
He goes to his locker, and in his locker, there's already a pre-made Eclipso costume waiting for him.
Just ready to go, sized perfectly to his body.
You may be thinking the same thing as me, Sean. Why would there be a pre-made Eclipso costume in there before he even became Eclipso?
It's a fine question.
No idea. Comics,
okay.
That's why.
Shut up, that's why.
It's the 60s, Sean. Shut up, that's why, right? So anyway, after donning his costume, he steals the black diamond, saying, my enemy Bruce Gordon failed to find the power of this dark jewel, but Eclipso won't fail.
So sorry. So he's saying
Jekyll and Hyde.
He's Jekyll and hiding himself. And who is Eclipso? Like, is that the god?
So Eclipso's in him.
But who's Eclipso?
It's a god.
It's the same god he killed earlier.
Yeah.
But he goes by Eclipso now.
It goes by Eclipso because, there was a solar eclipse, Sean.
At the time
it's so simple.
Was killed
a child could figure this out. How
by Bruce Gordon.
Yeah.
And Bruce Gordon is Eclipso, and Eclipso
So now Bruce Gordon and Eclipso shared the same body. So now when Eclipso comes out, he's like, that Bruce Gordon lad's a dickhead.
It's like a Moon Knight scenario.
It's very similar to a Moon Knight scenario, Sean.
Interesting.
And Eclipso's declared war on many different things of good. And now he's like, I'm going to get the full power out of this dark jewel. And he then goes around using the black diamond to fire black light at people and terrorise the city. He's terrorising the city, Sean.
We hate a city terroriser on this podcast.
So the split is explained by more fear to God cutting Gordon with the black diamond before he falls to his death. And how this costume was later explained was that the villainous side of Gordon apparently always hides his costume before Gordon wakes back up.
What? So he stores it away.
So Eclipso goes out at night, does a load of shenanigans. He does, he's terrorising cities. Heaps of shit. Because he's a god and he's evil. He's up for devilment. And then before he settles back into bed, he hides the costume. Because he's like, Gordon's a fucking idiot. He's never going to find this.
He'll never think to look in this locker.
He's never going to think to look in the wardrobe.
Yeah, it's hung up neatly. He presses
I don't want him to get creases.
So, I know we're still early days of the origin, Connor.
I told you he had a shit first origin, so that's
this is the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not even going to fight me.
Worse.
I know, this is the worst one I've heard recently, and I'm including Frogman, which is his dad made a frog suit.
No. No. There was a solar eclipse thousands of miles away while he was doing science stuff.
Yeah. How does that... What is it? Just that it comes out during an eclipse, this Eclipso man?
Eclipso comes out during an eclipse.
How frequent are eclipses?
I could say, Eclipso's not really up to much crime at this point, I'll be honest, due to the fact that, probably maybe once every year.
How many eclipses are there in a year?
Maybe 2 years? What's the story of a solar eclipse?
One calendar year has a minimum of 4 eclipses.
That's
2
4
solar
times.
and 2 lunar.
4 times you can commit crimes.
My God. It's... Apparently, the most that's on record is 7 eclipses.
There's so many. That's too many banks robbed.
I mean, and the years for that are 1982, and it's projected to be 2038. Big year for Eclipso.
He's sitting in wait.
16 years from now, boys, Eclipso's coming back.
So look, that's the first origin. They realise very quickly that origin is shit. He's very generic, bit not great.
Awful.
However, we're given his modern origin in the Eclipso The Darkness Within miniseries. And this is in the 90s. And so they completely reset it. And we learned that Eclipso, this is a pretty cool origin. Eclipso, this was originally the god of wrath. So he's the embodiment of a spirit of vengeance. He's basically the spirit of vengeance.
Like Ghost Rider.
Like, yeah, I suppose he's kind of a
Ghost Rider Moon Knight scenario.
Yeah. Yes. Stop trying to relate it to Marvel, but yes, he's a god, right? He's the god of wrath, and he's actually responsible for, Noah's Ark. You know that flood?
Yeah,
Eclipso did that.
Eclipso made the flood.
Yeah.
Right. That's okay. That's up the stakes a little bit.
Because God got mad at Earth in the story.
Yeah.
God got mad at Earth, and then he's like, my God of wrath, fucking sort them out. Sort those fucking Egypts out down there.
Oh, so he won't do his own dirty work, will he not?
Yeah, God's not doing it. He's like,
he won't turn on the tap himself, like.
No, he's like, he's the Don. He's going to ask one of the henchmen to do the job for him. He's got
a guy for that. Yeah.
He's got a guy for that. Put a fucking horse in that Noah's head. Noah's bed. Noah's head.
A horse head in the bed.
A horse head in the bed. It's a sentence.
Well, 2. Actually, you'd want to put 2 if it's Noah.
That's
2 of every horse head.
If you lost opportunity for him, fuck it.
Shit, call it all off.
Now I'll get 2 more. Anyway, Eclipso is the spirit of vengeance, and he basically liked that job, right? The problem was he liked it too much, and he wanted to be bad all the time. But God's like, I only need you when I'm being a bit pissy. I don't need you all the rest of the time.
You're more of an Old Testament kind of guy.
You're a bit much. Right? I've kind of changed my ways now. I've had a kid. I've settled down.
We rebranded. It's not good for optics, man.
It's rebranded. So he wants to get set loose and turn full evil. But he's thrown out of heaven because God's like, we don't want that here. And he's actually trapped inside of a black diamond called the Heart of Darkness. You can see where they got some of this.
I'm seeing some parallels. It is also very 90s so far.
So, I mean, he gets fired, basically, as the God of Vengeance. And that's where Spectre comes in. Spectre then takes over as the God of Vengeance.
Okay.
Or the Spirit of Vengeance. So that's where he comes into the comic books. But Eclipso's first. And he only gets fired because he's too good at vengeance. And he likes it too much.
So I'm too much of a perfectionist kind of thing in a job interview.
My weaknesses are I'm too dedicated.
I work too hard.
So Eclipso's thrown out of heaven. Spectre replaces him. And but Eclipso gets put into the Black Diamond. And many years later, Shaun, you can see where this is going. A treasure hunter in Africa comes across the Black Diamond.
But that's where Eclipso is.
He's trapped in there, Shaun. He can't do no harm once the diamond is full. Like, it's fully formed.
Stuck in a big diamond.
Upon making this discovery of a lifetime, the treasure hunter took the gemstone back to London and gave it to a jeweller who would separate the gemstone into 1,000 black diamonds. The problem, of course, is shattering the diamond by breaking into 1,000 pieces releases the spirit of wrath, aka Eclipso.
And he's probably pretty pissed off because he's been stuck in a diamond for all these years.
He can now possess people with hatred and anger. And so what he does is he basically preys on your deepest anger or hatred, and he brings it out, and then he can control you.
That's actually quite interesting.
And make you act on your worst impulses.
Yeah, so if you are like susceptible to that, he can just like whisper in your ear and suddenly it gets worse and worse, and then that's really cool.
Yeah. He's also able to take control of anyone who touches one of the black diamonds. at any given time.
Any of the thousands.
The 1,000 black diamonds that are around the world, he can control anyone who's touching them at any given moment.
Good. And presumably they would be given as like two people of power sometimes, those black diamonds.
Oh, they probably would be. Would be. So he's able to take them over as well. You're kind of coming round, aren't you?
Coming around on Mr. Eclipso, Conor.
First origin shit, second origin. Pretty 90s, but pretty edgy.
I would have skipped the first origin myself.
But you need to know where he came from.
Yeah, you need the 180 degree.
So, I mean, he then gets his own base, which is on the dark side of the moon. And it's a big old fortress, and he lives over there. And he uses the shards to infect people with hatred and anger. And basically his goal is to eventually eradicate all good, taking over the world and unleashing his full power.
I mean, that's a lofty goal, but I guess he is a god.
One of my favourite Eclipso bits is he's taking control of the whole Justice League.
What?
All of them.
Because they hated their hearts?
Superman, Wonder Woman, everyone.
Jesus.
He's a god.
I suppose, yeah. But, like, how do you stop that? How do you fight that?
Well, that's in a lot of stories, eventually they can kind of figure it out, because there's one man who can stop him, and his name is the Spectre. His replacement.
His replacement.
How do you stop a god? You get another god. So this is kind of like a weird, like, Spectre is in My Hero Zero as well. And so Eclipso, as I said, will go on to possess some of the greatest heroes in the DC universe, including nearly the entire Justice League in his quest for true freedom and unlocking his full power. So when he takes over somebody, he gets access to all of their powers, all of their knowledge, all of their memories. He can alter all of their memories and then use them to whatever way he wants. So he can alter your memory. He takes control of Superman. Yeah. Alters his memory so that he's angry. So he remembers something different. Pa Kent gets murdered by Lex Luthor. So
holy shit.
He alters that memory, so that's what Superman sees. He gets angrier and angrier, and then he takes over.
That's really cool. That's also like it's very difficult when like you can't trust your own brain.
Yeah.
Like as like a Superman or a Batman or a Wonder Woman, if they don't believe their own memories, that's entirely fucked. I imagine Batman hates this dude.
Oh, he hates everyone, but yeah, this dude most of all. He hates him. As far as story arcs go, first and foremost, we have obviously the Darkness Within story. Pretty much kind of already covered that. That's like his modern origin story. That was immediately followed by Eclipso's first solo series in like 92. And an annual. The series deals with Eclipso doing what he does, trying to become the most powerful being he can and unleash his full power. This catches the attention of Amanda Waller, who sends the Suicide Squad after him to take him down.
Hardly a fair fight.
And Bruce Gordon is actually part of the team, because in this origin, Bruce Gordon, he's just a guy that gets taken over. He's no longer like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, it's not the host thing anymore. He happens to be one of the people.
He's just one of the 1,000 people with the black diamond piece on his person. And so he's been taken over at a certain point. So he wants to get revenge as well.
But is he just a regular man? Like,
I'm pretty sure he's just a doctor, yeah. The team that she sends includes the Creeper, Peacemaker, Manhunter, Nemesis, Dr. Midnight and Wildcat.
Okay. There's some solid hitters in there, but
I'd
wager all of the Suicide Squad presumably have hate in their hearts as well.
Exactly, so you can't turn them.
Yeah, fair.
The battle between them all and the Suicide Squad pretty much lasts throughout the entire run of the series. So all 18 issues is them just hunting this god to try and fight him. And one of my favourite issues in the 18 issues is there's actually an episode, or an issue 10, which puts Eclipso up against Darkseid. In an issue where we see Darkseid arrive to Eclipso's moon base, where the two eventually start to battle, but not physically. It's a battle of wits and deception through like a game of chess.
Shit.
With the winner getting valuable clues from the past. It ultimately ends in a draw, with Eclipso saying, "We're too evenly matched, but I do enjoy our games nonetheless. And then Darkseid stands up and says, until next time. And then Darkseid walks out and leaves.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how they have both like independently decided, no, there's no point in having a punching match about this. Like, because it's more than fair.
Because Darkseid's like, he could definitely fuck me up.
Yeah. But if I just play games with him, then we all win.
Well, what Eclipso wants is he wants Darkseid's body and to have all of his powers for himself.
True.
So he faces him to a game of chess, and it's a draw, so he doesn't quite get to take him over. Then we have a final issue of the series where we see Eclipso battle his successor, the Spectre, who after 17 issues, the Suicide Squad are like, we can't do it.
We should maybe call in the God.
Yeah, so the Spectre shows up, and it's a pretty good fight. So you've got the old God of Vengeance fighting the new God of Vengeance against each other.
It's like Ghost Rider 2.
Very similar to Ghost Rider 2. The battle goes on for nearly half the issue, I would say. And towards the end of the issue, the Phantom Stranger shows up, at which point the Spectre's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Why would you interrupt this fight? And Phantom Stranger replies, there's only one way to destroy Eclipso. By fusing together all of the 1,000 pieces that are around the world and re-trapping him in the stone.
How are they going to find 1,000 tiny diamonds?
Well, Phantom Stranger has them there, Shaun, and there's only one god he knows strong enough to put that together, and the Spectre thinks, I'm that god.
Right.
So the Spectre puts back together and restores the original spell on the Heart of Darkness, the diamond, and basically topples Eclipso, as he's the only person strong enough to put that thing back together. And everyone infected by the shards of Eclipso is, brought back. Because at this point, he has taken over half the world, just through their anger.
Jesus!
Yeah.
How is this not like a major story and point in comics?
He's a god, so it's tough to write.
I guess, yeah, and it's once you do that, that's like that's the benchmark then.
Yeah.
So you need to go higher than that next time. There
is actually a recent story that I really like is a story they did of, it's 6 issues, and it's the Justice League versus the Suicide Squad. I think it's by Josh somebody, I can't remember his name fully. It's a really good series, but it's only 6 issues, and it literally puts the League up against the Suicide Squad within the series. And we find out that Eclipso has used his Heart of Darkness to infect the whole of the Justice League and Maxwell Lord. And so it's basically Justice League have gone bad. Suicide Squad gotta stop them.
Oh shit!
And so they're fighting. The Suicide Squad are fighting the Justice League rather than Eclipso, because they all have that half shadow on their face, which means that they're taken over by Eclipso.
Right, okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool to use such a powerful character to set up those kind of events.
Yeah, because he's too strong. So, he takes over all of the Justice League, and eventually, I think it's Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, Katana, Rick Flag, and Deadshot. So it's like the movie version of the team. They have to try to stop them and save the world.
That's class. That's actually really cool.
So powers and abilities, Shaun. He's got really cool... I want to talk about his eyes, because he's got laser eyes.
Class.
But he doesn't just have laser eyes. He's got different laser eyes depending on the eye. So I have it written here. The left eye rays are dark light that are fatal once they touch you. Okay. And the right eye paralyzes opponents. So depending on what ray of light he hits you with.
Okay, so you can set phasers to stun, but yes. It's his eyes.
Yeah. He's also got unique physiology. He's got energy projection, flight, invulnerability, magic, possession, power distribution, size alteration, superhuman strength, divine empowerment. He's acted as the agent of Rat for the presence, which is basically God. And he has virtually limitless power over reality.
So... he's pretty far away from Frogman, is what you're saying.
They've kind of nerfed him a little bit, so he's no longer able to just kind of strip away reality.
That's unfair in a fight against Deadshot, I would say.
I would say so. So they've now made him more like... I really enjoy the angle of he preys on people's anger. He preys on people's weaknesses. So he uses that against you to alter your memories.
Yeah, and he just needles away at you until you're his, basically.
Yeah. Now, his weaknesses, he does have weaknesses, Shaun.
Impossible.
His vulnerability to sunlight. So sunlight is Eclipso's primary weakness. It disintegrates his corporeal form on contact, right? He's got darkness restriction. He could manifest himself on Earth only at night and only when summoned by a possessor of a black diamond. So he can take over you, but he can't be on Earth unless you have a black diamond and you summon him.
Yeah, that's like his anchor to Earth.
Yeah. He also has ancient rules, which is just a small thing. He's not allowed to kill gods, basically. He's not allowed to kill anyone who's on his level or he will face greater punishment. But he's allowed to kill all of us.
Oh yeah, because we don't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I just have a little bit of trivia. Some of his nicknames, I would say these are possibly the most edgy 90s nicknames of all time, and I think you might like some of them. Normally you'd get one of these a character. He's got like 5 of them. He's also known as the Prince of Darkness,
great,
Vengeance Demon, the Lord of the No Man's Land between light and darkness. The Master of Black Silence and the Master of Evil.
Each one a stellar metal band album.
Pretty good.
I like that kind of shit, man.
I knew you would. So that's Eclipso, Shaun. Basically a god who got kicked out of heaven and now is turned evil.
Look, I'll be honest, you didn't have me in the first half. But once he got rebooted into the most terrifying god there is, that's a really cool character. I understand.
I was going to say, I will admit they have changed him again for New 52.
They've changed everyone for New 52.
They've completely nerfed him even more. Which I'm not quite a fan of. I like the idea that only the Spectre could stop him, which is very like pre-New 52. It's like from the 90s to like 2010.
Yeah, and it's like this is his one like equal. This is the one person that can actually fight and beat him. Everyone else is just holding him off, basically.
Suicide Squad are trying their best. Darkseid, he doesn't even want to kill him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fuck with him. So, no, I understand why they don't use him more in stories, because it is a tough power level to set up. But he's a very cool character, and I'm glad you told me about him, Connor.
Thanks very much, bud.
No problem. Would
do you want to take us out?
I was just going to say I will, Connor. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We'll be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big shout outs to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Those amazing people help to keep the show going every single week, and we'd actually be lost without them. Other ways to support the show then, there is a merch store link below, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Get some summer t-shirts for yourself, maybe.
Lovely tea.
Lovely tea, nice cotton blend for you there. There's also the Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group or Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, for God's sake.
For God... Jesus' sake.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck! No, I think that's about it, Connor.
So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Shaun Neal.
We shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.